1912, a year the world changed. Welcome to our deep dive into the significant events of 1912. Over a century ago, the world bore witness to a series of events, some triumphant, others tragic, that would leave an indelible mark on the course of history. In this video, we'll explore 5 major occurrences that shaped the world over a century ago. From the depths of the Atlantic to the tumultuous Balkans, from the spirit of athletic competition to the dawn of a new era in China and the awe-inspiring power of nature in Alaska, we'll journey back in time to understand the events of 1912. Tragedy at sea. The sinking of the Titanic. The night was still, the air bitterly cold, and the vast ocean seemed eerily calm. Beneath a sky glittering with stars, a modern marvel, the unsinkable RMS Titanic, made her maiden voyage across the Atlantic. This ship, a symbol of human ingenuity and ambition, was the largest and most luxurious vessel of its time. On board, a microcosm of society-hopeful immigrants in steerage, wealthy industrialists enjoying unprecedented luxury in first class. The Titanic was a floating city with passengers from all walks of life, each with their own dreams and aspirations. Then, at 11:40 p.m., a glancing blow. The ship's fate was sealed in an instant. An iceberg, barely visible in the darkness, tore a gash in the ship's starboard side. The collision was catastrophic, and the unsinkable ship was mortally wounded. The unsinkable ship was mortally wounded. Water began to pour in, and the ship's advanced safety features were no match for the damage inflicted. Panic spread as the enormity of the situation became clear. Passengers and crew alike were gripped by fear and confusion. There were not enough lifeboats for all souls on board. The ship's designers had deemed it unnecessary, believing the Titanic to be unsinkable. Acts of heroism and self-sacrifice played out against a backdrop of fear and desperation. Some gave up their spots in lifeboats for others, while the ship's band played on, trying to calm the panicked crowd. As the Titanic slipped beneath the waves, taking over 1,500 lives with her, the world reeled in shock. The scale of the disaster was unprecedented, and the loss of life was staggering. The disaster sent ripples far beyond the icy waters of the North Atlantic. News of the sinking spread quickly, and the world mourned the loss of so many lives. The sinking of the Titanic exposed the shortcomings in maritime safety regulations. It became clear that changes were needed to prevent such a tragedy from happening again. The tragedy spurred international action, leading to the establishment of the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, or SOLAS, in 1914. This convention aimed to improve safety standards and ensure that all ships were better prepared for emergencies. New regulations mandated enough lifeboats for all passengers and crew, ensuring that no one would be left without a means of escape in the event of a disaster. The implementation of 24-hour radio monitoring so that ships could communicate and call for help at any time, and the creation of the International Ice Patrol to monitor iceberg activity in the North Atlantic. This patrol would help prevent future collisions by providing ships with timely warnings about dangerous icebergs. The Titanic disaster, a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life, forever changed the face of maritime travel. It stands as a testament to the need for vigilance, preparation, and respect for the forces of nature. The Balkans explode. The First Balkan War. In the heart of southeastern Europe, a powder keg was primed to ignite. The region, known for its diverse cultures and complex history, was a melting pot of ethnicities and religions, each with its own aspirations and grievances. The Ottoman Empire, once a formidable power, was in decline, its grip on the Balkan Peninsula weakening. The empire, which had ruled vast territories for centuries, was now struggling to maintain control over its diverse and restive provinces. Nationalist aspirations surged in the Balkan states, eager for independence. The people of these regions, inspired by the spirit of nationalism sweeping across Europe, yearned to break free from Ottoman rule and establish their own nations. In October of 1912, the First Balkan War erupted, pitting the Balkan League, Serbia, Bulgaria, Greece, and Montenegro against the Ottoman Empire. This alliance of Balkan states sought to capitalize on the Ottoman Empire's weakness and reclaim territories they believed were rightfully theirs. The conflict was fueled by a complex web of ethnic tensions, religious differences, and the desire for territorial expansion. Each nation had its own historical claims and cultural ties to the contested lands, making the war not just a political struggle, but a deeply personal one for many. The Balkan League, united in their objective, quickly gained the upper hand. Their coordinated military strategies and shared determination allowed them to outmaneuver the Ottoman forces on multiple fronts. Their armies, bolstered by nationalist fervor, dealt a series of defeats to the Ottomans. The morale of the Balkan soldiers was high, driven by the hope of liberation and the promise of a new future for their nations. Within months, the Ottomans were driven back, their hold on the Balkans significantly weakened. The rapid succession of victories by the Balkan League forced the Ottoman Empire to retreat and reconsider its position in the region. The First Balkan War, though brief, had far-reaching consequences. The war not only altered the political landscape of southeastern Europe, but also set the stage for future conflicts in the region. It redrew the map of southeastern Europe, shrinking the Ottoman Empire and paving the way for the emergence of independent Balkan states. These newly formed nations now faced the challenge of building their identities and securing their borders. However, the war also sowed the seeds of future conflict. The redistribution of territories left many disputes unresolved, and the ambitions of the Balkan states often clashed with one another. Disputes over territorial gains among the victors led to the Second Balkan War in 1913, further destabilizing the region. The fragile alliances formed during the First Balkan War quickly dissolved as old rivalries resurfaced. The Balkan Wars, a prelude to the cataclysm of the First World War, highlighted the fragility of peace in Europe and the dangerous potential of nationalism. The conflicts in the Balkans served as a stark reminder of how quickly regional tensions could escalate into widespread violence, foreshadowing the greater turmoil that would soon engulf the continent. Chapter 3: A Spirit of Competition, the Stockholm Olympics. Against a backdrop of simmering global tensions, the Swedish capital of Stockholm hosted the Games of the Fifth Olympiad, a celebration of athleticism and international camaraderie. Over 2,400 athletes from 28 nations gathered to compete in 14 different sports. The 1912 Olympics marked several firsts in the history of the Games. Women, for the first time, were allowed to compete in events like swimming and diving. The Games also saw the introduction of new sports, including art competitions, which awarded medals for works inspired by sport. Jim Thorpe, a Native American athlete from the United States, became a global sensation, winning gold medals in both the pentathlon and decathlon. His extraordinary athleticism captivated the world, though tragically his medals were later stripped due to a violation of the Games' then strict amateurism rules. The Stockholm Olympics, despite the political tensions brewing in Europe, showcased the unifying power of sport. Athletes from around the world, united in their pursuit of excellence, provided a fleeting glimpse of international cooperation and understanding. Chapter 4: The Dragon Awakens, the Birth of a Republic. For millennia, China, a land steeped in tradition and ruled by dynasties, had remained largely unchanged. But by the dawn of the 20th century, the ancient empire was in a state of turmoil. Internal strife, economic woes, and foreign encroachment had weakened the Qing dynasty's grip on power. In 1911, a revolution, led by Sun Yat-sen and his Tongmenghui party, toppled the Qing dynasty, ending over 2 millennia of imperial rule. The Xinhai Revolution, fueled by aspirations of modernization and democratic reform, ushered in a new era for China. On January 1, 1912, the Republic of China was formally established, with Sun Yat-sen as its provisional president. The fledgling republic, however, faced immense challenges. Internal divisions, regional warlordism, and continued foreign interference threatened to derail China's journey toward modernity. The establishment of the Republic of China was a watershed moment in Chinese history. It marked the end of an era and the beginning of a long and tumultuous journey toward establishing a new political and social order. Chapter 5: Nature's Fury, the Eruption of Novarupta. In the remote and sparsely populated Alaskan Peninsula, a cataclysmic event unfolded in June of 1912. This event would forever change the landscape and the lives of those who witnessed it. Novarupta, a volcano previously unknown to the world, erupted with a force rarely witnessed in human history. The sheer magnitude of the eruption was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The eruption of Novarupta was the largest volcanic blast of the 20th century, ejecting 30 times more material than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. The scale of the eruption was unprecedented, leaving scientists and observers in shock. For over 60 hours, the volcano spewed ash and molten rock into the atmosphere, blanketing the surrounding landscape in a thick layer of volcanic debris. The relentless eruption created a scene of utter devastation. The eruption of Novarupta, though occurring in a remote corner of the world, had global repercussions. The ash cloud spread far and wide, affecting weather patterns and air quality across the globe. The massive injection of ash and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere caused a noticeable drop in global temperatures in the following year. This phenomenon, known as volcanic winter, demonstrated the far-reaching impact of such a powerful eruption. The Katmai region of Alaska, where Novarupta is located, was transformed into a surreal landscape. The once lush and green area was now a barren wasteland, covered in ash and volcanic rock. The Valley of 10,000 Smokes, a once verdant valley, was blanketed in ash and dotted with thousands of steaming fumaroles, a testament to the immense power of the eruption. The landscape was forever altered, creating a hauntingly beautiful yet desolate scene. The eruption of Novarupta served as a stark reminder of the raw power that lies beneath the Earth's surface, and the profound impact volcanic events can have on the planet. It highlighted the delicate balance of our environment and the potential for nature's fury to reshape our world in an instant. Outro 1912, a year etched in time. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the pivotal events of 1912. From the depths of tragedy to the heights of human achievement, from the birth of nations to the awe-inspiring power of nature, 1912 stands as a testament to the ever-changing currents of history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical explorations.